Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of our special Arnold preview episode with Michael Thrones. We are only a couple days removed now from the Arnolds, and in fact, me and Jian are getting ourselves ready tonight to leave tomorrow afternoon. We're coaching Aaron. There's a bunch of people from Manitoba who are competing at the Pro-Am, and we're very excited to see the Pro Show, which is what me and Thrones talked about on this episode. So strap in, part 2, and when we come back, I think the next one that we're going to do is going to be a very special conversation with a popular friend of the show, and we're hoping to get some stuff that we can record and do stuff with while we're down there at the Arnold. So see you guys after the Arnold Expo.
I guess that settles the women's prediction.
Yeah,
just discussion of the event. It's pretty clear cut.
Yeah. And there's like, as far as these events go, that one probably is the most predictable on both sides, I would say.
Yeah, the women's deadlift is really straightforward.
Yeah.
So do you have a top 3 in mind for the men's deadlift?
I mean, not to be boring about it, but I would go pretty much the same direction that you did with it. I think that it's going to be hard for anyone to take Mitch on that one. If anyone did, I would say that it would be Trey, but I just don't see it happening on the day of. And then did you say Andrade third?
He was the one who got third out of the returners last year.
Yeah.
But I'm actually going to put Rain O'Neill in the third position.
I'm going to put Andrade as third on mine there. Then that'll be our divergence there.
Okay. Everyone knows I always go for Reno.
Yeah, that's true, and it's proved you right in the past. So you'd be a fool not to go with it again.
So,
all right.
And I'm also putting him in there because I really think that he needs a good result on the deadlift. Because we'll talk about that when we get to what we think for overalls. But I think he can really shake things up. Circus dumbbell. So this one, actually, this one might be in contention for probably the most straightforward event. The circus dumbbell on the men's side.
I'm just sending you the page that I have that has the weights on it because my phone's going to die here, just so you have it.
Oh, okay.
But sorry, please continue.
So circus dumbbell sounds like it's going to be the same kind of rule set as the I think it was 2021 when Kielishkowski almost beat Thor at the Arnold's by getting 4 world records out of 5 events or whatever it was, and only dropping points on the deadlift. But yeah, so Sear Dumbbell Challenge, the way that it was that year, if it was 2021, I might be off by that, but it is all the dumbbells out on the field, and the athlete just points, and the volunteers bring it to them, and it is technically a 4 reps event, but any reps of a higher weight beats any amount of reps with a lower weight. So it functioned as a 4 max event where it was just your allotted time. It wasn't rising bar. It wasn't, not taking turns on attempts. You just have your time to make your attempts. But typically athletes, if they get a rep, they just go up to a heavier weight.
Right.
Because that's obviously going to be beneficial, I think it's a really interesting setup. I think it almost makes it redundant to be a 4 max event, but I like how just open it is and how much the athletes have to play with. The fewer rules an event has, the better. So this is just, here's a bunch of dumbbells.
Yeah. Put them over your head.
Lift them.
Yeah, I do like that too.
So I would say on the men's side, Lucas Hatton is probably the clear favorite.
Yeah.
I'd say he we're missing a couple of the best dumbbell pressers. Evan Singleton, Mateusz Kielishkowski, Alexei Novikov. I think could all push Lucas.
Yeah. Novikov seems to be close to coming back. It seems like they could be any time now. We could be soon.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen any updates from him.
I've heard whispers.
Okay. But after that group, Hooper also can be really great on dumbbell. He beat Evan Singleton when it was the dumbbell for max at Worlds in 2024, I think. Both of them got a 308 pound dumbbell. I don't think that we're going to see a world record.
No, I don't think so.
Like we did with Kielishkowski. The world record for the Sear dumbbell is, I believe, still currently 325 pounds that Kielishkowski got at the Arnold's. I don't think we're going to see that, but I think that we could see Lucas go over 300. Maybe Mitch, because he has done it before.
Yeah.
But that was only once. I think more likely we're going to see Mitch in the like 290s, 295, maybe 300, depending on what the jumps in the dumbbells are. Mm-hmm. And then Martins, he is still a phenomenal dumbbell presser, even though he has to press with his non-dominant hand because of the car accident. His right shoulder's too messed up.
Oh, I don't think I knew that actually.
Yeah, he presses with his left hand.
No shit.
But he did that at Rogue, and he still placed. I don't think he won because I think Novikov won, but he got top 3 at least.
Right.
On the dumbbell medley at Rogue, pressing mostly with his left hand. I think he did the first couple with his right because he still has the strength in it to do that.
Something there still, but just not when the chips are down.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. That's funny because when I was thinking about this, yes, obviously Lucas and Mitch, I think are barring. It would take something really crazy for them not to be 1-2. I think. But I just didn't think about Martins as the third one. But yeah, that's a pretty safe bet, I would think.
Yeah. And then actually, I was just writing out my top 3, but then I was just like, this all seemed like pretty clear cut to me, pretty far down the roster because I went Lucas, Hooper, Martins, Trey, Thomas Evans, Austin Andrade, Nick Gardillon. That is my prediction.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't stray too far from that. I don't think that's funny. Sometimes you can just kind of put it together like that. That makes perfect sense to me.
I might get 2 of those swapped, but I'd be really surprised if I'm off by more than 2 placings for any one of those people.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see if that comes true.
There you go. Now you have a new motivation to watch that event very carefully.
Write that down. On the women's side, did you have any?
No,
were you settling with Martins on your third place spot?
That's where I would put him. I think now that you said that, I didn't really have anybody specific to put in that third spot, but that's who I would lean towards. I think, and just you rattling off the order of all the competitors, there's none that I stood out there that I was like, well, I don't know about that. That all seems to be pretty cut and dry to me. Yeah,
Nick Gardillon actually surprised me, but he got a 270 surface dumbbell in training.
Yep.
So, yeah, that seems to be a good press event for him. Mm-hmm. Not generally pressing isn't a standout event for him. So, but that seems to be a good one. On the women's side, shame that there's no Sam here because I think we would see a new world record. It's early in the competition. Sam shows up on big stages.
Yeah.
She did it in the animal cage last year, so it would have been really cool to have it back at the Arnold's again. But without Sam there, then I think that this is a battle between Mel and Inez.
I think that I would. Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't say that I'd argue that, but I think that I would throw. I think that there could be. You could put Olga or Andrea in there too.
Andrea isn't as good on the press with the dumbbell because she doesn't know how to do leg drive.
That's true. That's a good point, actually. Okay, I was thinking of her as being a very strong presser, but you're right. She
is still good at dumbbell.
Yeah,
because she's freakishly strong pressing.
Yeah. But that's interesting because she just presses it in a very literal sense. She's not pushing it; she's just pressing it for the most part.
Yeah, Olga is one. I would put Olga next.
Yeah,
maybe in a battle with AJ.
You would put Mel ahead of Olga in that one?
I think so. Mel just hit a 180 in training.
Yeah.
And it looked like it got away from her and she still managed to save it.
Yeah.
I think that a Sear dumbbell is less likely to kind of get away from an athlete, out to the side, which is kind of how she was. Yeah. So the fact that she was able to save it in that way, I think she's going to hit a bigger number on the Sear dumbbell.
Yeah.
And I think Olga will finish in around the 180 mark.
Yeah.
180 to 190, but I think Mel can go over 190.
Interesting. I'm gonna say just to be different. I'm gonna say Inez. We have kind of glossed over Inez on this, but she's pretty much a lock to take.
She's gunning for the world record.
Yeah,
which is why it's a shame that Sam won't be there, because I think I would like to see them battle for the record.
That's interesting. I hadn't really. Yeah, that's so true. I would put her first. Just to be different, I'm going to put Olga second and then Mel in third, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I have a Mel versus Inez, Olga versus AJ.
Oh, yeah.
On mine.
Yeah.
All right, stone to shoulder. This one I think will be really interesting on the men's side, mostly because it's still such a heavy stone.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these heavy, weird events, athletes figure out over time, which they have. They definitely have. But still, even last year, we had, I think, only 3 athletes shoulder that stone. It was at the end of a medley, which is a bit different than this year. But almost every athlete made it to the stone.
Right.
So the medley wasn't super hard before getting to the stone. And out of the returning athletes, Lucas Hatton shouldered it once. Austin Andrade shouldered it twice. Those are the only ones that I'm sure on. On the men's side, that is. So, really, I think this is Martine's event to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's touched that stone more than anyone else.
That's what I was going to say, is that he's had an opportunity to train with the actual implement more than anybody else has. Not train, sorry. He's just used the implement more than anybody else has.
Yeah. And he's shown that he's good on it before. He hit the 3 reps in his last Arnold's win. Yeah, he got 3 reps with it, and that was with a lot of time to spare. But that was already an insurance rep. That was already his victory lap. So I think he will be gunning for at least 3 reps, and I think if he gets 3, I don't know if anyone beats him. Austin Andrade got 2 last year with the medley beforehand, but I think that this being the last event of the day, Austin not being the most physically fit, or like the most conditioned athlete, I don't know if a 3rd rep is a 50% increase.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if he has that engine on him, but Martins has shown that he does have it.
Yeah, he definitely does.
So I also think that Hooper will get a rep this time.
Yeah.
He doesn't, he doesn't miss an event and then miss it again.
No, he's like a very much a student of his own wins and losses, where he finds like something doesn't go well, next time it goes well. And it's just as simple as that.
I don't think he's going to bridge the gap to be, getting 3 or more reps.
No.
But I think he'll get it to his shoulder at least once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
He does have a good engine, so I think if he can get it there once, he can probably do it again.
Who are you calling your top 3 for that one?
I'm going to say, so Martins to win. And then I'm going to go Hooper and Reno.
Interesting.
Reno did really good on the natural stones. Well, they weren't natural stones, but it was a tackless stone run at Rogue, and he blitzed through it. Whereas he hasn't shown to be the best Atlas stone loader, but he's very good at Atlas stones. But he didn't finish the run at Worlds, but only 3 athletes did, and he had the fastest out of the non-finishers. So he's very, very good at stones, but he seems to be particularly good at natural stones. I also think that just his athletic background, not being as big around the midsection.
He's got super long arms.
Yeah. I think it's going to be an event that kind of suits him, but he is also pretty new to the sport. He maybe can't figure it out. So I think physical attributes wise, I think he is top 3.
Yeah.
Whether he could actually pull that off his first time trying that particular stone, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Martins, I'm gonna say Hooper, and then I'm gonna say maybe Hatton. He purchased the other stone that Hooper purchased to practice it with.
Yeah.
So they will have a little bit of edge when it comes to like a familiarity with this, like the general shape of the stone.
That stone from Oshie is modeled after the old Haugen stone, right?
Yeah.
So
and Lucas has done well in those kind of events in the past. I think that part of the like, so they used like the Atlas stones last year, and so Andrade and Hatton did well with those. I think that the rolling effect helps with their body types a lot.
Yeah.
The rolling that you get with an Atlas stone, and I don't think you don't get that same effect with the flat sort of stone of the natural one. But I think that Lucas has such strong legs. I think that he'll be able to pop that up onto his shoulder in a pretty efficient fashion, I think.
Yeah. And actually the stone medley I think was from 2024 when Hooper brought Arnold onto the stage and then didn't manage to shoulder it, because last year was the Atlas stones.
Right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. We've been watching this for a long time already. On the women's side,
all the takes are still the same. It was just a year earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. On the women's side, we have less information, I think, when it comes to what the stone is. So because you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier. I'm going to see if I have this here.
Oh, actually, after we talked, I did find on Strongman Archive, there was options for the women. They could do, but I guess this was last year, and it was Atlas stones. So it would probably be different. But last year, the stone to shoulder options were a 136 kilogram stone. So that's 300 pounds. And then a 113 kilogram stone. So 250 pounds. But that would have been Atlas stone. So I thought maybe that was because on the Arnold's post, it had Bill Campbell / Steve Jeck stone.
This is Bill Crawford.
Sorry, Bill Crawford.
Yeah. So that's what it has here. What I have written down here is Bill Crawford / Steve Jeck stone, approximately 258 pounds. So I don't know if that's like one.
Yeah, yet to be determined if that's one stone.
Yeah, if they dual named one stone, like that seems strange to me. But
that seems especially strange considering that the Steve Jeck stones are a pair.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's like maybe there's they just put the approximate one of the heavier one, and there's like a trump option there. It seems weird that you would have a Steve Jeck stone to shoulder if you plan on drilling handles into the thing.
I would assume it's a mold, like the Denny's, and that maybe they just didn't add a handle to one of the molds.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one. I'm not sure what that would look like, but because they've listed later on for the stone drag for the women, they're using the Jeck stones, which together weigh 425 pounds. Stones weigh 206 and 219 pounds. So I don't know what to make of that.
But then the stone to shoulder stone is 258. So it could be a trump option?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But there's not a trump option for the men. So I don't know. That's strange.
Lift the Oud-Haugen stone or get off the stage.
Fuck off. Yeah, I guess that's definitely the Arnold. That's the way it should be.
I mean, they're probably going to do like the points thing again, where if you get it to your lap, it's a point.
Maybe.
And then if you get it to your chest, it's 5, or however it worked out.
Yeah. That's going to have to be just a tune in and see, I guess. That's exactly how that one goes. Who do you have for the ladies on that one?
AJ has really shown to be great with natural stones in the past. Like when it was the medley, that was it. I'm more confident that was 2024, and that was the year that she won.
Right.
Which involved a stone to shoulder on a natural stone as the last event, or part of the last event.
And again, her like defying her body shape and size to be really good at that kind of an event.
Yeah. So, but then last year with the Atlas stones, I believe it was Olga won. Or was it Inez?
I'd be taking a stab at that one. I don't actually remember that one.
So I know that they were near the top. I don't remember exactly what order they came in.
Yeah.
I have written down on my prediction AJ versus Inez versus Olga.
Yeah.
So that's really my top 3.
Yeah.
And due to history at shouldering the stones specifically, because I think they're pretty even on stones loading in general between AJ and Inez. I think Inez kind of beats her when it's a quick run for both of them. But due to shouldering specific, I'll say AJ first.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with too.
I'm going to give Olga second and Inez third.
Mine's just flipping those two. I was going to say, like the way that you wrote down AJ versus Inez versus Olga, that's how I would put my podium for that one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, Inez is improving her, what's like, at least from what I see on Instagram and stuff, it seems like her front loading and stuff has really been improving, and her loading in general, I should say. But Olga, like, we've already said this a million times about her, but she's just like really, really good at that kind of stuff. It's really hard to like. If you told me that the exact opposite of that happened and you switch those two, not shocked at all to hear that.
Yeah. Inez is also clumsy.
Inez is clumsy. Inez listens to this show as far as I know, so she. It's just the truth, Inez. What do you want, right? But
she knows.
She knows. No, there's something to that. That Inez has a history of dropping stuff on her feet and shit. So hopefully it's not the case.
Yeah, I absolutely hope not.
No,
but
I'm
going off history though.
Yeah, but just purely off of things that we've seen in the past. No, that is something to consider though. Is that
shouldering
Olga,
versus loading is just much more unstable.
Yes, Olga is very dialed when it comes to that kind of stuff, and
she's also very shaky. When she shoulders a stone, but she stays there.
Just makes it work, and that was what we saw with AJ too. Is that like it's just like a very locked in like it's very mechanical with AJ. Like she's really, really good with that.
I also wanted to add because a couple of our new athletes at the Arnold, Jackie and Katie are both. Jackie's a very good loader. Katie's a pretty solid loader. Mm-hmm. So we have seen some athletes who tend to be good at loading. Martins, Kielishkowski do pretty well at the stone to shoulder.
Yeah.
But we've also seen some athletes who are good at loading kind of struggle with it. So
Hooper.
Yeah, Hooper is a great example. So I think it'll be interesting to see where Jackie and Katie end up on there.
Yeah.
For the stone to shoulder specifically, but I think it does have the potential to be an event where they could start picking up some points.
Yeah. Yep, I would agree with that. I'm not sure if we're going in order of the events here, but the next one, at least on our list, would be the stone carry and drag, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going off of the what the Arnold's announced, which they for sure had the post split up by day.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's the same order of the events within the day, although that was already part of my prediction when I talked about Austin Andrade on the stone to shoulder being the last event of the day.
Right.
I'm assuming that they posted it in order.
Yeah. So this is the first of two and the most concerning of the two, as like not sure exactly how these two events will go. Mm-hmm. And this is of those two, the other one being the ramp rage one, is the only one that I think could potentially not turn out well. And I don't mean that like in like a blows up in everyone's face and it's like the worst thing ever, but I just think it's just there's the potential there for it to not be an awesome event.
Yeah, kind of like the Steintossen stone.
That's exactly what I was thinking about, where it's like, yeah, sure, nothing like bad happened. Like no one got their head split in by the stone being carried over their head or anything. But it's just not a stone. It's just not an event that's going to go down in Arnold's history as like one that you got to go back and watch again, or ever see again. And I hope it's not the case with this one. But I hate the Dinny rings, the Dinny stones. I like the rings attached to anything. I hate that. But what we kind of alluded to earlier is that this could be Trey's window to a podium finish, maybe even a victory, because this isn't a test of grip strength in the traditional sense. There's the opportunity that if he can do this like duck walk that guys are talking about, although I think I saw Greek Goliath talk about that. It's like they don't really understand how big this stone is to have between your legs like that might not be as feasible as people think it is.
Yeah, in Law's recent video, he posted the video of him carrying the stones, and it just put into perspective seeing how much they stick out from the sides of your legs,
right? Especially because Trey has huge legs too, and I mean thickness, not necessarily.
And he has short arms, so it'd be like right up butting against his thighs.
So I don't know if that's going to be the answer, but if he can get a good hook grip dug in, the potential is there for this to not be as bad of a grip event as it could be for other ones for him.
But he's done the walking stones before, and he hasn't placed super well.
Well, then maybe I'm about to eat my words on this one. But
I would love for Trey to do well in here, because finally there's no frame. But why do you have to put this in?
And I don't like. I mean, I don't really love like what's the word I'm looking for on this? Like skill is the wrong word, because there's tons of skill-based events in Strongman, but this is too specific. It'd be like if Turkish Get-Up was an event. You know what I mean? Like it's too specific to this thing. Having a good grip does not necessarily make you good at the Dinny rings. being good at the Denny rings does not necessarily mean that you have a good grip. And to me, it's only testing your ability to do that. And this is the generally accepted thing by people who know a lot about strongman, is that it's not testing enough except for how good you are at Denny rings. And then to have that lead into, a second thing that a lot of guys would do well in, like a heavy back drag like that does test your strength, that does test your motor, your muscular endurance. It just kind of makes that because a lot of guys are going to struggle to get there in the first place.
Yeah, it'll be also be interesting because obviously, there's been a lot of talk about what strategy will athletes take. Will they be able to carry the Denny's all the way? I don't know if the distance has been announced. Probably to the athletes.
Let's see if I have that on my thing here or not.
But yeah, and then the weird rule was that so it's something like if you. I'm trying to remember because there was more talk about it, a few weeks ago or like 5 weeks ago when the events were announced, and I'm forgetting the specifics. But you can put the stones down
as long as your hands stay on the rings.
Yeah, as many times as you want, but you can only drop them once.
Which seems super arbitrary to me. Like I don't understand that choice at all. Like that doesn't add anything to the event to me at all.
Yeah. So if an athlete drops a stone because their hand pops open, which with hook grip sometimes you don't really have much of a warning.
Sure.
When your hand's going to open up. So if an athlete's hand pops open, they drop a stone. Well, now they kind of have to duck walk it. Like, are you going to try to hook grip and carry it the rest of the way and take risk. Yeah, because if you drop it again, your event's over.
That's a good point. Yeah, I hadn't thought about it in that way, but yeah, that's true.
So, and then if it is like they are that big, they're huge stones. Like that's like if you're not able to duck walk it, or like some athletes were talking like, will people just duck walk it immediately? Like probably not, considering how big they are.
Right. That seems like it'd be kind of a last resort for people to go for. I think everybody there can move both of them together a certain distance, and then once that's like, hey, this is no longer an option, then you would resort to plan B or C or whatever it is that would be the duck walk attempt.
Yeah. So I could see the rules just screwing over a lot of people's runs here.
I agree.
I don't know if there's a better way to set this up. I guess just have unlimited drops.
Unlimited drops is the first one. And I think that the potential is there for this to be like this concept to be a cool event. You'd carry heavy farmers over to a sled, you load those onto the sled, and you drag the sled back. Like something that's a more direct test of grip strength. I think that like there's nothing wrong with this as a concept.
I think loading farmers would also be interesting.
Yeah.
Like I think you could see some interesting techniques depending on how high you have to load it to.
Yeah, exactly. I think that there's something to this that the Denny rings just kind of just like shits on in a way that it doesn't do much for me.
I think loading the Denny's will be interesting challenge because they're heavy stones.
Yeah, once they're across the line, I think it'll be interesting, especially loading it with like by a ring and it being sort of out of the ordinary loading like that.
Yeah, or will athletes just grab the stone?
Oh yeah, that's interesting too. Yeah,
I don't know if maybe there's rules in place for that. Maybe you have to load it by the ring.
Maybe
like almost like a power stair.
Yeah, here in Western Canada, we're all too accustomed to Denny rings, and I'm really, really hoping we don't see the Westerns again this year. God, I hope that we don't see the Westerns again this year. I'm so like, I didn't even do last year, and I'm fucking sick of Denny rings.
They got to use those.
I know
drills,
they love those drill bits, and I get it. You have nice equipment.
They look really cool.
They look cool, and you want to use them, but just not again. Not this year. Do something cowboy related.
You have any predictions?
No, I don't honestly for this one, and I'm not trying to be a party pooper for it, but it's like Hooper to win, I would guess. Because he just does well in weird stuff. Like he picks things up faster than, like, figuratively picks things up faster than most people do. I'm gonna say Rain O'Neill or Hooper to win it. I think.
Yeah, my pick to win was going to be Rain O'Neill.
Yeah.
He has a phenomenal grip.
Yeah.
He's great at moving. I also feel like that rugby background, because what Hooper does really well on the Dinnies to get a lot of distance is he uses like his legs bully the stones instead of the other way. Actually, I shouldn't say Dinnies because I don't think Hooper's ever actually walked with the Dinnies, the nickel stones.
Yeah,
he has the record in, but he uses his legs to bully the stone out of the way instead of trying to maneuver around the stone. I feel like Reno's also going to kind of take to that as well. That rugby background. I feel like you just kind of get a sense for like how to have like solid footing in unstable environments. And yeah, he's phenomenal grip, good mover,
very long arms.
Hooper lost on the back drag to Thor last year. Hooper on the timber. Not timber carry. That was the frame. The
log load or whatever.
Yeah, log into drag. Hooper was faster to load the logs, but Thor was faster on the back drag. And that's another thing that I think Reno's going to do really well at.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Yeah, I could see either one of them taking that, and just to not be lame about it, I'll say, damn, I'm struggling. Who's your third? Who'd you pick for third?
I didn't actually have a pick for third. My notes say Trey takes hit, perfect event for Reno.
Yeah.
But obviously it's a great event for Mitch too.
Let me just pick a third here.
I could see Bryce Johnson doing well here.
I'll say Bryce Johnson. I think that's a perfectly reasonable one too. He's for very similar reasons to why Reno would be good at it. I think. Yeah. That's going to be my lock in on that one is Bryce Johnson for third.
I might agree with you, but I'm gonna see. I could see Lucas Hatton doing decent on here. I know that he's going to be drilling his hook grip on these. He's not going to leave that stone unturned.
No.
He does tend to move quite well. He's got huge quads, which will help on the back drag.
Do you think the length of his leg becomes an issue with like the way the stones get involved with your legs like that?
It could be. And his legs are just so thick, he might have a harder time maneuvering.
That's why Bryce Johnson and Reno stand out to me as guys, because they got big, strong legs, but they're not like overly. Especially Bryce for how tall he is, like it kind of like the proportions of it are good for something like this. I think.
Yeah, I could see Martins also doing well in this.
Sure. Yeah.
Just good event.
Yep.
Good moving.
Yep.
He has a good gas tank.
Yep. Good grip on him.
So I kind of put that third spot kind of between Martins and Bryce. To be contrarian, I'll say Martins.
There you go.
So I'll go Reno, Mitch, Martins.
Who do you got for the ladies on that one?
The ladies is a bit tougher. So I think I got a clear number one. I think it's going to be Inez.
I think I have Inez on that one too. Yeah.
Again, a bit of an unstable event. So hopefully she doesn't drop a stone on her foot. But I think as far as moving goes, she's just so explosive. Her quads are huge, so she'll be fast on the back drag. Mm-hmm. I think as long as she gets the stones to the sled in a reasonable amount of time, I think she's going to be untouchable on the back drag.
Yeah.
After her, I'd probably go Lucy. I think Lucy's the other main challenger for that top spot.
Yeah, I would say.
I also think that relatively the women's stones aren't as challenging as the men's. I don't think the stones will throw as many off.
The offsetedness of them is pretty low compared to the men's. Like it's like what did I say? They're 15 pounds difference, something like that, between from one side to the other. It was like 219 and 206, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's almost negligible when you're talking about like just like the stones being different shapes could make up for a 15-pound difference in terms of what you feel in your hands. You know,
and obviously a lighter stone, it's not going to have the same size to it. Sure. It's not going to be as cumbersome to move with. So I think like the typical athletes we see that move really well and have decent grips. Actually, with this weight, I don't even know if grip is going to be that much of a factor.
No, not for some of these ladies.
So I think the athletes who move well that we typically see do well in moving events will do well here.
I think I put Olga in the top 3 of this one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd probably go Inez, Lucy, Olga. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I could definitely see. I could see Inez and Lucy flip flopping if either one just makes one small mistake though.
Yeah.
I'll say they're close, but yeah, if both have good runs, it'll be Inez, I think.
Yeah.
I also think this is a good one where Jackie could get some points. We know that Jackie like. Are we ready to go?
I think that we're back. I think that we're good. So far we've had the camera die. We've now had the Camry run out of memory card space. We're putting in a lot of time on this episode here, I guess. So, if I recall correctly, we had just wrapped. It's already been about 25 minutes since we had that thing happen. So, We had just finished up with the stone load and drag. Moving on to the last event of the competition, which was another new one that they're introducing this year.
No,
I'm missing one.
the Austrian and American oak.
Oh, my
log.
bad. Shoot. Okay, yeah, we got the log still. Go ahead, Thrones.
So I mean, on the men's side, it's gonna be a repeat of Smo. It is the Trey and Lucas show, I think, on this Austrian oak. It is for reps. They're obviously still the two biggest pressers.
And like both of them are great at singles and at reps.
Yeah.
Like especially heavy reps.
Yeah, and I know like Lucas has been really ramping up his conditioning work.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what that does for him.
So yeah, I think like if it was for a max, right now it doesn't seem like Lucas would come out on top over Trey. But I think he's like really gonna smash these reps, and I would like the Austrian oak is a little bit lighter than it used to be. Like back when Big Z did 4 reps, it was 205. It did what wood does, which it dried out over time.
Right.
And I think they said it's now like 195.
I think that's the number I've heard. I think yeah.
So it's about 10 kilos light. So I mean, beating the 4 reps from Z, like 5 reps with 195 is like the same level.
Yeah.
As the 4 with 205.
There's gonna be like a different standard you're gonna have to be held to now to get to like that Big Z status on that log.
Yeah. I think to really surpass it, you have one of them would have to hit 6 reps.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is going to happen.
No, that's just time constraints would be really hard with that.
Yeah. But I could see Lucas and Trey going, I say 5 and 4, first and second. I think Lucas will take him by a rep. I don't know if they're doing split times on the reps. I don't think so. I don't think they've ever done that.
I don't think they've done that. I think it's just straight up who gets the reps.
Yeah. So I'll probably say that I think they'll tie most likely, but if I'm picking a first, second, third, I think Lucas is more likely to get that extra rep.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Then Trey, and then next is probably between Mitch and Thomas Evans.
I actually hadn't thought of Thomas Evans. I was pretty secure in my choice of Mitch as third, but yeah, Thomas Evans is awesome for heavy log reps.
Mitch beat Thomas Evans before. I think. Oh, I don't remember last year that they did the Austrian oak, but I believe that Mitch got 3 and Tom Evans got 2. But Tom Evans pressing since then, he was a great presser back then, but he's just really in the upper echelon now.
Training. He's been doing like 400 plus strict presses and stuff. Like it's just like crazy shit that he's doing, like things that people should not be able to do. And especially because he's not like, don't get me wrong, Thomas Evans is by no means a small guy, but he's not like a guy that you see, like he's not like Big Z, or he's not like Tom Stoltman or Trey, where they're just like these otherworldly looking human beings. Like he looks like a big, strong guy. But for him to have that kind of just like raw strength in him is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Mitch's pressing in training has also looked fantastic though.
Yeah.
So I think I'll go Lucas, Trey, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the same thing, but I could very easily be convinced to put Tom in that spot instead.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think that's gonna be too much upsets other than that. One thing that I did write down for the men here is that only 5 athletes at SMO hit the Austrian oak weight or heavier on the log for max.
That's interesting.
But 6, there's 6 athletes overlapping from SMO last year and Arnold's this year. Or sorry, not only 5. There was more than 5. But out of 6 athletes who are overlapping from SMO last year to Arnold's this year, 5 of those athletes hit the weight. So
Guardione didn't? Would he be the one?
Guardione matched.
Okay.
If it is 195, Guardione matched it.
Okay.
So he just snuck in there. But yeah, and then like Tom Stoltman and Evan Singleton also did it.
Right.
At SMO.
Right. Reno didn't? I'm trying to guess who didn't. Who's the person who didn't get the?
Reno wasn't at SMO.
Oh yeah. So who didn't get that's at the?
Oh, that would have been a good thing to write down. Let me just. Bryce Johnson.
Okay, yeah,
He
okay,
didn't.
okay.
Now Bryce is a great presser. He had an off day at Smoke because he only finished with 176 kilo log.
Right.
So that's well short of what he's done. He has hit 200.
Yeah.
So we know he's capable of that Austrian oak, but not necessarily on any given day.
Yeah, that's important too. He is again, like I've said this a few times now, but you can easily forget how green he is at not even just this level of strongman, but just strongman, where he does have days. I think about the stone at the Stone Run at North Americans. This guy was like manhandling way heavier stones.
Yeah.
Way like making them look like toys. In training,
like 520 stone,
easily,
525.
and it made it look like it was really not a challenge for him. And then he just couldn't hit the 440 yet. And everyone knows that the 440 at North Americans is kind of mythical for how difficult it is. But I mean, you're hitting almost 100 pounds more easily. So it's just there's something that he hasn't. And now he's working with JF, and it's been a longer time working with JF. So maybe his peaking has gotten a little bit better, where he's going to be able to hit those kind of weights, not just in training, but also on competition day. Maybe the nerves come down a little bit as he does more of these shows. Maybe he gets himself a little bit in a better position to be able to do what he's capable of doing. But we definitely have seen in the past that he can leave some pounds on the table from what he's capable of doing versus what he gets done on competition day.
Yeah, so he'll be a bit of a wild card because his performances on similar stages haven't shown yet what he's capable of. So it'll be interesting to see where he ends up in that leaderboard. And then this will be another kind of damage control event. Reno is really going to be looking for one rep here.
Yeah.
I one rep is going to be a deciding factor whether he ends up on the podium or not.
You think he gets it?
I think that his best ever log is just a touch over 400.
Okay.
So he has hit another 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Which is a really big ask. But he's
On
also
a specific log,
super
too.
new.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So
The potential for growth is there.
yeah, I might have the, but like he was still playing professional rugby like 5 years ago this year.
Wow.
Like, so he's gonna be making a lot of progress for quite a while still.
Yeah.
I think and given how good his pressing is right now, I think he can bring his pressing to a point where it's good enough.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that'll take.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good point.
So yeah, Rain will be looking for one. I don't know. Do you know what Andrew Burton's best log is? I know he's generally not a static guy.
No.
So I'm kind of wondering if he'll be able to sneak in that one rep.
I think that would be a big deal for him to get that one. I say that I have to concede that I don't know what his best number is off the top of my head, but it's I'm trying to think of some of the things I've seen him do in competition and stuff. And I think that this will be a pretty big leap for him. And it's not saying it's not possible for him, but I think that it would be a pretty significant improvement in his log to get this one.
Yeah. Okay. But those are really the only two that I'm kind of worried about not hitting a rep on this. Which, considering like the amount from Smo,
Yeah.
it speaks to the pressing prowess in this field.
Like Guardiola might be a little on the bubble since
It would match his best in competition.
So, but it's certainly not out of the question. And yeah, so there's three guys that I could see maybe not getting it, but I mean, again, I was talking about how I was watching old Arnold recently, and there's like competitions where almost nobody gets gets an event or whatever. It's kind of what you expect at the Arnolds, and I think that having that back isn't always the worst thing. It might not make for like the point spread being the way you want it to be, but it really makes it something special when guys start banging that shit out.
Yeah. On the women's side, this is Inez versus Andrea.
Yeah. And I think Inez takes it
For reps, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even like Inez also has the world record for a single too right now, but
yeah.
I think they're closer if it was going for a max. Inez is just super efficient with her leg drive.
Yeah. That's what's going to be the difference maker, I think, on this one. She's going to fatigue a lot slower, using her whole body more for it with the split jerk that she uses versus Andrea Thompson's strict press, essentially.
Yeah.
The slightest knee bend strict press that she does.
Yeah. She even like when you're watching her at during OSG, it's like when the weight gets heavier, she is more likely to forget to push with her legs.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
She starts off with a pretty decent leg drive, and then by the end, it's like oh no, actually it was Rogue. It was watching the Rogue, the circus medley.
Right.
Once she got to the axle, she was literally just strict pressing.
Just goes with what she knows at that point, which is just brute strengthening it up.
Yeah. So yeah, and then after those two, AJ and Olga. It's kind of it's Inez, AJ, Olga, and then other people are just slotting in.
Yeah,
that's by event.
Yeah. Which is what we said about Olga, and then AJ is kind of like, as we're talking about, is proving herself to be that similar kind of athlete who's just good at a lot of things.
Yeah,
good at like very good at a lot of things, where she ends up in the top portion of a lot of these events.
Yeah, the one place where Olga probably shines over AJ is the gas tank.
That's what I would lean towards. I think that would edge out AJ on this one, I think. But it's heavy enough that might, like, it's heavy and there's a long enough time to do reps that if AJ can pace herself and if Olga doesn't have, is like, it would, I think it would be Olga having to not do her best for AJ to beat her on this one.
Yeah,
I think.
And we've seen it. AJ's pressing is getting better. Like I don't know off the top of my head how good her log has been going specifically recently, but like she just got the axle world record at the Natural Worlds.
Yeah, her barbell and like axle pressing is like awesome. Like she's really, really good at that shit.
Yeah,
and
her technique doesn't look like it's dialed in, but then you see her do rep after rep, and you're like, oh, this is.
She knows
practiced.
exactly what she's doing with it. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
One wild card that I'd throw in for the log on the women's side is Katie Blunden.
See, she's a blind spot for me on this one. I don't know enough about her to speak to her.
Log is the one event she has been posting very regularly. If I remember off the top of my head, I think she hit 115 kilos, which is 253 for a triple. And I believe the heavier option for the women is 275, which, I don't know if there's options. Based on the last time that the women did the American Oak, there was actually it might have been 120 kilo, maybe 264, and then a 100 kilo.
I feel like I might be imagining this, but I think I did hear that there is a Trump option for this one.
Okay.
I think I heard that.
So yeah, so like when they did it last time, they had all the women come out for the heavier option, and then anyone who didn't get a rep came back for the lighter option, which is a crazy way of doing it, but it's fair across the board.
Yeah, that is an interesting method that you don't see very often. But
so I think that like even getting a rep on the heavier one will be pretty good. I think get one rep puts you mid upper pack.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I kind of put like obviously Andrea, Inez, AJ, Olga get the heavier log. Jennifer Lyle, she's very strong statically, not quite like her press isn't quite on the same level of her deadlift, but she's still very strong statically. And Hannah Lindsay. Jennifer Lyle and Hannah Lindsay, I think, could probably get the heavier one. But then there's 4 other ladies that I don't think will. Like Melissa probably won't if she's at her best.
Yeah, she has hit that weight before. Like
I believe that her.
I think 265 is her best.
Sam has the national record, right?
Yeah, I think that in training she's hit 265, but I don't think she's done it in competition.
Yeah. And then Jackie, that heavier log would take a huge PR for her.
Yeah.
But she's pretty solid at reps. She could come out as the most reps on the lighter log, potentially. Assuming that one of those like top people don't make an error on
and have to drop down to it. Yeah.
Like if Andrea has a bicep issue and can't clean the 270 or whatever weight it ends up being, she just
Viper presses that thing all day.
But aside from something like that happening, I think Jackie could be in it for a chance to get the most reps on the lighter log, which would be good points for her. But yeah. So I'll go for a definitive top 3. I'm going Inez, Andrea, and I'll pick Olga.
Yeah,
I was gonna say AJ, but
I just think that Olga's gonna take it. If I was trying to be different than what you're picking, I'll say AJ. But I really do think that Olga's gonna take that.
Yeah,
yeah.
That was actually why I was thinking about picking AJ. I was like, I do think Olga's gonna take it, but I figured you'd pick Olga, so I wanted to be contrarian.
Yeah.
We're only differing on third.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's changing this one. It really speaks to the level of some of these ladies where it's just like it's barring something strange happening. It's like a lot of these events are a lock for certain people, you know.
Yeah, but it's interesting that it's always, you know, like they're swapping in and out of who's going to be kind of in that top pairing. Inez is just the name that's appearing the most often,
Which tells you, it says a lot about her performances, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then on to the last event. So this is the ramp rage.
Yeah. Replacing the frame carry kind of in a way, I guess. Like,
Yeah,
at least
so
using the same ramp.
They still get to use the ramp. Don't want to waste the ramp.
Yeah.
But it's going to be loading sandbags. Whether I don't know, are they just going to be like? I don't know if they're just going to be dumping it off like the end of the ramp.
I kind of hope
or,
it's what
like,
it
into
is.
a
Honestly,
basket.
like that's like if they just
Yeah.
if they just have it be a little higher for the guys, so it's like a safe way for them to just run up to it and just bump it off the end. I think that if nothing else, it'll add a little bit of interest to it. Like how far, who can get their sandbag the farthest away from the ramp too? Like that'd be interesting to see.
The Stein tossing sandbag.
Yes. This is the way they should have done it. This is the way that it should have been done the whole time.
Break a hole through the stage.
Yeah. So I've heard some speculation, or no, I guess it wasn't speculation. People have talked about the weights. I think that there were I hate to say this because I'm not 100% sure, but I think the heaviest for the men's was like 375. I think.
And it's ascending weight, like a 325, 350, 375 kind of.
I want to say the two of them might be the same, but I don't. Just so you guys know, we tried to find these events online. It was hard to find the weights.
They have been spilled places, but
Yeah,
I couldn't find them to like
just being put on the spot.
on the spot. Yeah,
we've heard them, whatever. But what I have heard from at least the men's side, I don't think I have heard the women's side weights.
I haven't heard them at all.
No, but for the men's side, it seems likely that everyone will finish. It doesn't seem likely. I think that just like the ramp will add enough of a wrinkle to this that I don't think it'll be like a drag race. I think that there will be people who like group together, but I do think that there will be distinct like finishes on this one. There might be a couple that are really, really close. But I don't think that we're going to see it be like, you know, first through fifth is separated by like 2 seconds. I hope it's not the case. And I don't think that it will be, because I think there's too much room for error on this one. With just like a stutter step, a slip. I would hope that guys are preparing for the like actually using a ramp for their carries. But if somebody hasn't been, then that could be a real a real monkey wrench for some people. But I am excited for this one, even though, like you said earlier, maybe not the best like finisher event, I don't think. And I can't quite put my finger on why that is, but I like to see.
I think it's just I don't know, it's a loading race.
Yeah.
Like, personally, my favorite finisher is power stairs. Out of the ones that are relatively common,
Especially because you just die on that one. Like in a lot of cases, like you're just done afterwards.
and when you're done, you're standing on the top of
yes,
the
there's something to be said for that
like,
for sure too. Yeah, absolutely. I think power stairs is probably would take my. I mean, obviously everyone loves seeing stones at the end, and stones is done at the end because of the tacky.
Yeah,
but it also makes a great like very like barbarian style finish to a barbarian style competition, so that makes sense. But yeah, I don't love this as a finisher. I think I'd like to see this as like the third or fourth event in like a 6 event competition. But I do think it'll be entertaining. I think that it'll be fun to watch. I think that it'll be challenging for these guys, and we'll see. Like this could be an opportunity for a guy like Guardione, who's like a longer limbed kind of guy, more athletic, maybe like lighter than like say a guy like Hatton or whatever, to pick up some points. Same with like on the women's side, Jackie. Like this could be a very good opportunity for her to get some spotlight on her with this.
I think this will probably be Andrew Burton's best finish.
I think Andrew Burton is like this. This is probably one that he saw there when he was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like this is a really good one for him. Guy's a firefighter. You know what I mean? Like this just seems to be just kind of be up his alley. He is extremely athletic. You might look at him. He's a big guy. He's big, but he moves really, really well. And if you follow him on Instagram, he's constantly doing like conditioning work and stuff like that. He takes his job as a firefighter very seriously, and he doesn't ever want it to be like his strongman career. He said this when we interviewed him. He doesn't want his strongman career to be a hindrance to what his real life is, which is firefighting. He does a lot of like CrossFit style workouts still, which is not something you'd see a guy his size doing. So this could be a really good event for him. And I think it'd be really fun to see him be able to leave it all out at the end of the competition on this one too.
Yeah, I think so. Andrew Burton and Jackie, I think, are in pretty similar positions here, where they're both taking a big step up.
Yes.
Obviously, like Katie is also taking a pretty big step up. The same size step up. They, as Jackie's doing. Yeah. I'm just saying Jackie and Andrew because I think that those two specifically, this is going to be their best event, and they won't necessarily be in the best place on the leaderboard going into it. Especially for both of them coming off of an event that isn't great for them in the log.
Right.
So I think what'll be key with them is really maintaining like that positive mindset. And I think if they could have a really great showing on this last event, that would probably do better for them with, obviously the options are limited for Jackie because there just isn't as many competitions, but for Andrew trying to break through to like getting an invite to a Giants Live.
Yeah.
If he can really show out on this last event.
This is a Giants Live style event too. This is one that if you can do well here, that would be like, you probably do well at a Giants Live with the style of show that they have.
Yeah. And I think if Jackie wants to put her name in for that rogue invite, not just being a reserve this year, I think she does have to have an event or two where she can be a real showstopper.
Yeah, I agree.
And because it's not just where you place; you got to stand out a bit.
I mean, we've seen that in the past where people who have one really good event can get. I think we see it on the women's side a lot too. People who have like one really strong event can keep them getting invited back to shows because that's a real crowd pleaser. People want to see, even if like let's say Jackie on this competition, if she doesn't do spectacularly on some of the other stuff that she's just not at the level these other women are at yet, she can still show that she belongs in this sphere, right? Which is going to be really, really, really going to be important for this, for her and Katie and Andrew.
Everyone's stepping up to a new level.
Yes, and I would say even guys like Guardione too. Like he still has something to prove at this level too, I think. And this is a good opportunity for those guys to show that, like, no, we're not winning, no, we're not podiuming, but we belong to be here. And that's like it can be as important to prove that as anything else at this level.
Yeah. So those are some of my athletes that I'm really interested to see how they do. As far as predictions go, on the men's side, if like for me, this prediction entirely depended on how heavy the bags are.
Yeah.
Now hearing that it's a weight where a lot of the people that like are kind of in the know with these athletes think that everyone's going to finish. With that in mind, it's really, really hard to look past Reno and Mitch.
Yeah.
And Reno being like that, like specifically the world's strongest man, that carry and hoist event, like Reno smoked Mitch.
Yeah.
He is just so fast.
Yeah.
I don't think that ramp is going to bother him that much.
No. I think this is a very SCL style kind of event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Reno to win it.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be a pretty big margin. I think there'll be a bigger margin between Reno and Mitch than Mitch and second place or third place.
Third place, yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I'm gonna it's funny because Reno was who was thinking to win this one too. And I was like, man, this is just an event that's made for him. But really it's an event that's made for Mitch too. Like it's a thinking on your feet, moving quickly, athletic one. But Reno just really does show, like he has shown, that he's in his own sort of sphere when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I think this will be, again, he has an opportunity to do really well at this competition, and this is the event that could push him from a upper mid or a mid to that next group of guys, but potentially the podium. Or the podium being maybe even the low end of what he could expect from how this competition could be going for him. So I'm going to say Reno. I'm going to say Mitch Hooper, and then for my third, I'm going to say Bryce Johnson.
Do you think Bryce pulls it together for the loading?
I think that he can. I think that I think that I want to believe it's there for him. I don't know what it is. I feel like I feel a connection to him that I want him to do well in this event.
For my third, I'm a bit torn on this. I really think that there's two pretty clear clear-cut options, but I'm going to go with Martins.
Oh, yeah, shit, Martinez, yeah.
He's just...
I already said what I said. I'm going to stick with it. But
my other option, actually, that I'm thinking is Lucas Hatton, because I know
Lucas
how
could be a
much
favorite.
effort he's putting into this.
And it's the right kind of event for him, like conditioning style event for him. Intense, short, fast.
Yes.
You know, like I could definitely see this being a good one for him too.
I also think that I think that the ramp is going to take more out of people than they expect. So I'm kind of basing it off of people that I know are really, really well. Obviously, people who are good movers. Obviously first and foremost, and then people who I know are putting a lot of intention into their training.
Right.
So being really great movers is why I still think that Reno and Mitch kind of take it ahead of anybody else. But being good at moving and putting a lot of intention into your training, that's kind of why I put Martins and Lucas
Sure.
next on there.
Because you know they're doing it on a ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to put Martins in there for third. And like I said, I think he's going to be closer to Mitch than Mitch is to Reno. I think Reno's going to smoke this.
I think it could be a really fun event to watch there. And like I said, I think that this will be an event that I hope it goes really well, and I think that we could see more frequently, because I think it's going to be an exciting event. I think there's just like a lot of like just using the ramp is cool no matter what the event is. The idea of just like what I'm imagining at least, like throwing the sandbags off of the end, that's cool. You know, I think that there's and how hard guys are going to go on this one with it being the last event. I think it's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah. On the women's side, I don't know this. So I had two down from my top two predictions, but I think that there is a lot of names that could be put in on that third spot. Again, it kind of just depends how heavy the bags are,
and I have no idea what they are for the women at all. So I can't, it makes it hard to speculate when you have no clue. What the event looks like. But
so I think my top two don't change regardless of how heavy the bags are. I think it goes Inez and Lucy.
Yeah, I think I'll do mine afterwards, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Inez and Lucy for me, both just fantastic loaders. They both have like the strength off the floor regardless of what weight the bag is. Inez is so fast. Lucy's very tall. Like they have all the components to be good no matter what type of event this ends up being. But after those two, I think it becomes harder to say. I think that the ramp could mess up somebody like AJ a bit more than other athletes just due to the gas tank.
Yeah, she's just like stouter. She has like thick legs and shorter legs compared to someone like Lucy.
Yeah. I think that like Olga is obviously super consistent. She's a solid pick for that third place spot. If the bags end up being a bit lighter, then I think Mel could actually pick up or shave off some time just being very, very fit. And then I think Jackie too. Jackie could also have I think Jackie could finish top 5 at least.
Yeah.
I think I'd be surprised to see her lower than 5th. I'll say.
If what you described earlier, if she keeps herself in the right frame of mind for this and understands that like it's not over until it's over, even though this might the scoreboard might not show that this has been you like hanging or whatever. If she can get some good points on this could bump her up to a couple spots on the finals.
Yeah.
The final score sheet very easily,
Yeah. So just for the reason of not knowing what the bags is and knowing that she's consistent and that she'll be right in the mix and trying to work her butt off to get as high of placing, I'm going to put Olga third over AJ. Again, it's kind of the same 4 names.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So who do you have? Oh, sorry, I forget mine. I think that it's going to be, if I'm predicting like this being like the last event of the day, and where it's gone till then, I think that this is Inez and Olga battling it out for the win. That's the way that I've been envisioning this in my head. And I think that it's close between those two in this one. I think that Inez probably takes it again. She's gonna think that we're just trying to mess with her, but like she's had problems with this ramp in the past and with just like loading stuff, whatever in the past. But I think that if she keeps her head on straight and she has a really good run on this, she does win. I think that Olga takes second on it, and I think that Lucy gets third.
Okay,
that's what I have for that one.
So same top three, different order.
Just different order.
Yeah.
And I think that Lucy is probably further behind those two than where you would have Olga in her third place to Lucy and Inez.
Okay, so you think there's you think there's
a bigger gap between second and third.
Yeah.
That's what I think that Inez and if this goes the way I'm imagining it in my head, I think that Inez and Olga are very tight in that 1-2, and then I'm not saying that she's like way behind, but I think that she's a little further away in the third place.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that just leaves
overalls. Yeah.
I'll start with the men, and then you can start the women. How about that?
Sure.
So overall for the men, I mean, you just really can't look past Mitch for first place.
No.
I think that would be a pretty big upset, especially considering that if Tom Stoltman was there, obviously if Tom is if he's having the day that he's capable of, that he always shows up to for Worlds, it's a different conversation. But one, we still have yet to see that from Tom at another major. He's good. He always places well. I'm not saying that he completely shits the bed or anything.
We're not making that argument.
But Mitch does. He shows up at his best every time, and Tom usually is just one step back. When it isn't Worlds, but yeah. So with missing out on Tom is really kind of the only person that I see right now who does beat Mitch when they're both at their best. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if Mitch isn't at his best, we saw that he got 7th at a Giants Live,
right? And that was like a shadow of his
that was far off from his best.
It was like alarming when we to watch that.
So obviously, I'm not saying that he's unbeatable, but assuming he's healthy,
sure.
It's really hard to
and
look past
mentally
him.
there and everything too, right?
Yeah. Second through fourth, I am really I think these can kind of be put, well, second and third I guess can be put anyway, and I think the fourth is a wild card. So I'm gonna put Lucas Hatton second, and Martine's third.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I really thought you'd have Reno in your top three.
So I actually am leaving Reno out of the top three for the same reason I'm putting Lucas second and Martine's third. Mm-hmm. 2 pressing events.
Right.
I think that just edges it out enough. I think they finish virtually tied on the deadlift. I know they won't actually be because you can pick 5-pound increments,
right?
And they're both too good at attempt selection to let
that
slip through. So one of them will win the deadlift, but I have no idea who. Martins will probably take the stone carry into drag. Martins, I think, will probably take the ramp rage. Martins will take the stone to shoulder, but Lucas could win the dumbbell and the American Oak pretty handedly.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think that the gap on those 2 events will beat out the potential 3-event lead for Martins. But it'll be close.
Yep.
If there was only 1 press event in this and you switched it out for something like maybe like a heavy yoke instead, then I would put Martins ahead. I think if there was only 1 press event out of these 6, I think he takes it. And then Reno, I think Reno will be top 3, virtually top 3 in every non-pressing event, but I think he just takes too big of a hit.
Yep, that's reasonable
on those pressing events. And I think so. I think he can. I'm pretty confident in saying 4th. But yeah, it's just if you want to be on that podium, you just have to have no weaknesses.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think and this might not line up with like my my picks for like each event. Like for like, you know what I mean? Like if I go back and do the math of who I said would win each event, this might not line up with my overall here, but I'm just going with my gut on the overall here. I think that Mitch wins. I think that Lucas takes second because I think that there's just not enough events that he's not going to do well enough in my mind. Like I think that even the events that that on paper would be like not his best ones are suddenly looking like they're not going to be that big of a deal for him anymore. There's a couple of weird events in there where it's hard to really put your finger on like how to predict those, but I think that he'll do well enough in both of those. So I put him at second, and then I put Trey in third. I think that the grip event might be weird enough that it affects more people than just him. Like if it's purely a grip issue, it's going to affect him more than most people. But if it's something bizarre like dumb rules that fuck things up or whatever, then maybe it suddenly doesn't matter as much that it's a grip event if it's messing other people up. I think that he'll do well enough, or he'll do very well in the deadlift and the log, and I think the ramp rage might not be the best for him, which is kind of why I took him out of second. I think that the potential for a bad grip event and the potential for the ramp rage not being so awesome for him puts Lucas ahead of him for me.
Yeah. My worry with Trey is I think that there's a decent chance he zeros the stone carry into drag.
Zero, you think?
He's like when we watch stone carry walking stones, that's been the nickel stones, not the dinnies.
Yeah, that's
and he's struggled with the nickel stones, like only moving them a few feet.
That's interesting then. Well, we'll see if I'm right or wrong on that one, but I really want. I guess maybe that's what it is.
That'll be the make or break event for him. If he can salvage, decent points. If he can be, if he can get 3-4 points even from that, then he really does put himself in contention to make the podium. Yeah, because the rest of these events, like he's just so brutally strong. Yeah, and he's a good loader. Yeah, the only thing he's really missing, the only where he loses points is the grip events.
That one thing, yeah. I might be betting with my heart a little more than my head on that one, but I think that he could pull something off there. On the ladies' side, I would be surprised if ours are super different on this one here, but we'll see. Maybe there might be a little bit of change in order or something. I have first place, returning champ Inez Carrasquillo, taking it back home again. I have Olga in second place, and then I have Andrea Thompson in third place. I think I think that Andrea, like the ramp rage one, probably won't be great for her. But if we're judging on the men's side, it's not going to be super heavy, so it might factor in less to how she normally does on loading if it's just not super heavy and not super hard to pick up in that front load position. I don't know. But she will do really good on 3 events. We know that to be true. Deadlift and both presses will be very good for her. And what am I spacing on? For
the stone carry into drag.
Yeah, and, I think that she would be like she has big thick legs. I think that might be a little bit of an issue for her. But I think that that's going to be the same issue for like a lot of people. And I don't see that being more of a problem for her than say AJ or Lyle. Like they all have they're pretty big, thick-legged women. So that's what I'm gonna go for that one. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'll say that I think Andrea will be top 3 going into the last event. I don't think she stays there.
Doesn't hold on to it, eh?
Also the stone to shoulder, I think she's going to drop a lot of points on the stone to shoulder as well.
I forgot about the stone to shoulder. That's what I knew that there was an event that I wasn't thinking of, but yeah, that could be a fucking tough one for her. We'll see. Okay, yeah, I'm sticking with what I said, but that actually might have that might change my opinion. But
it's 2 events that, especially since her bicep tear, just have really been a struggle for her. But yeah, so Inez winning. I mean,
that might be a 0 for her on the stone to shoulder.
it might be.
Yeah. Oof.
Unless there's options.
Yeah.
Because who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, it said the Bill Crawford / Steve Jeckstone. I mean, those Steve Jeckstones aren't that heavy. Literally half the weight of the men's.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite light for these women. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Anna could shoulder that stone.
For sure she could. Yeah.
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 So, Inez is on a tear right now. Her weak event is the deadlift, but she's mid pack. She's pulled over 600, right?
I don't know.
Maybe, at the very minimum, she's in the 580.
Yeah, she's
range.
That's where I was thinking she was. I was closer to 580, but yeah, like 2 pressing events in one thing, like that's fucking great for her.
Great presses for her. Yeah. And she's so good at moving. As long as she has clean runs, like even so, she has messed up runs in competitions, and she's so good everywhere that she's able to win.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I mean, like we're talking about her making mistakes and like hurting her foot at the Rogue. She still won the Rogue.
Yeah,
like it's still, it doesn't always matter as much, as you might think to have like a potentially catastrophic thing like that. Just it suddenly isn't catastrophic to her because she's so good at the other shit.
Yeah. So yeah, and as number 1, and I'm gonna put AJ number 2.
She would be my revised number 3 now, but but I can't argue against her being anywhere on the podium.
Yeah, I kind of see Inez, AJ, and Olga as really the top 3 in the world right now, and at any show they go to. Yeah, I'm not saying that they're the only 3 that could end up on the podium at any given show. No. But I mean, if you run 10, 50 shows with all the best women in the world, like those 3 are ending up on the podium the majority of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to put AJ number 2. I think that, Olga does have some insane consistency. We've seen that AJ is really great at loading a stone to shoulder. We know that she has huge potential on the deadlift. Her pressing is super consistent. Like they're pretty much neck and neck on the log. Olga probably has the edge on the dumbbell. So, but they'll be close on the dumbbell as well. It's really just, I see them being neck and neck kind of everywhere, with AJ having a couple more standout events.
Yeah.
But probably my biggest question is, even if you have those couple of standout events, Anna's calling me. Will there be people to get in between you, or enough people to get in between you?
Too, right?
I don't know if that'll be the case, but you never know how the full leaderboard is going to shake out. Yep. So I'll stick with AJ number 2.
All right, I like it. Well, this has been a very long episode. Actually, I think we're probably getting.
Nobody has ever accused me of being concise.
No. This is why we have you on, my friend. Is that we want to get into the absolute nitty gritty of all these conversations. I love having Jian talk about the stuff with her, but she watches these competitions, and she watches every minute of these competitions, and she rewatches them and all that shit. But she watches them in a different sort of way than you do. You look at it a much more like a very raw athletic sort of manner, and she attaches emotion to everything that she watches on in Strongman. So it's fun to talk to her about stuff too, but it's just a very different thing. Thank you very much for sitting with me here it's been about 3 hours with the stops that we had to have, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Before we sign off here, make sure that you or someone you love is signed up for the charity log lift right here at Iron Age, March 22nd. Every single dollar that's raised goes to the North End Women's Center. It's a resource center for women here in the city, in the north end of the city, actually. They do very, very important work, and they're so grateful and appreciative of the money that we show up there with every year. So let's make sure that we have a big fat stack to, a fat sack would be even better if it's that much, to bring to them and to make sure that they have the funds they need, or a little portion of the funds that they need to help the work they do. Following that is April the 25th at the Forge Gym in Winkler. They are our new host for this year's novice competition. We're really thrilled to do that. We got 5 events there, including the truck pull. We've started to see a nice little ball rolling of people getting registered. It wasn't happening for a little bit, so I'm really happy to hear that. Who's somebody right now who should sign up?
So I only know people already in the community.
Who's somebody?
I don't associate with non-strongman. Fair enough. Okay, then. There's actually somebody at the university gym that I've already asked about going. I have to. She told me to send her the sign up link. So
you hear that? Thrones is doing his part, so make sure that you guys are doing yours too. Let's really, and I mean this now, is if you are already in the strongman scene, you know how great it is here in Manitoba. You know that it's and maybe you don't know, it's a rare thing that we have here, this community. It's not everywhere else. It's not in Saskatchewan, I'll tell you that right now. Well, we have a community that fosters growth. It has people here who want to help out and who want to get more people involved. So if you have a friend or you have somebody who you know who has been kind of like on the fence about trying strongman, you think they might like it, give them a push off of that fence. We have so many people here in our community in strongman that if everybody just gets one person, we're going to have a whole new roster of people for next year, and it'll be absolutely insane. So just do your best to get somebody signed up. It's going to be a really fun time out there no matter what. And even if you're not competing, even if you don't have somebody competing, come out, support the next wave of Manitoba strongmen and strong women that are coming through, and also support the Forge for hosting us, because that's not a small thing for a gym to take on a competition like that. Just ask Tom at Iron Image. He knows. And following that, we have our first regional qualifier, our first SCC competition of the season, Battle at the Border 4. It's the 4th year of that one, Thrones, if you can believe it. It's being held in Tolstoy, Manitoba. Elsie's Hotel, our beautiful, wonderful sponsor that we have there. We hold it right next to the hotel. They have this really nice, like, grassy field, which is not a very common field to play for strongman, but it really ends up nice every time. There's shade, they have food, they have drinks, they have music. It's a really good time. So come out and get registered for that one. I don't know if extra registers. By the time this comes out, registration will be open. So get yourself signed up for that. And there's much more to come this season, but that's the stuff that we want to talk about right now. Thrones, anything before we sign off today?
No, I guess I'll make that registration. So
Thrones makes the registrations, in case you didn't know that. So say thank you to Thrones next time you see him, the next time you use one of his Google Sheets or forms. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for paying attention, and we'll see you guys whenever the next time is.
Bye.
Thanks, Thrones.
Yeah.
Probably.